what your mind does is it creates what we call success barriers. And a success barrier is basically a limiting belief, a limiting self-image, or limiting behaviors which will block you from getting success that you're not prepared to handle. So a limiting belief would be like, oh, the world is scarce, so I shouldn't even try. Or a limiting behavior would be like procrastination. And then of course you've got, I'm not good enough, I'm a fake, things like, just all this different stuff. And what they teach you in self-development is to overcome it, okay? To overcome your success barriers. But the reason why these success barriers exist is, again, to create nice, slow progress. You want to develop slowly. You don't want to grow too fast. Because if you grow too fast and you don't have an evolution in your consciousness, you go fucking crazy. But if you grow at a nice, gradual rate, you hit these different traumas. They kind of fuck you up. They kind of mentally stifle you. When they hit you, you're like, oh, like this, you're kind of fucked up for a couple of days, or even a couple of years, in my case, from some of the really harsh ones that I've gotten. So there was a lot of different things that kind of gradually allowed me to sort of grow and experience that, learning how to execute on everything, learning how to cope with the added crazy shit going on, learning how to cope with crises, just slowly building it up. And, my kind of hope for this is that after, say, a couple decades of it, I've got a nice, deep, good foundation for success. And really kind of what I hope for you is that you want to achieve the same thing. What I'd say to you is, look, as you're going through your journey, realize that you're gonna have success barriers that hold you back from moving too fast, and that's fine. And you should push into them, just like being at the gym. Just, you hit that next weight level and you gotta push through it and it's gonna hurt. Just realize that those success barriers are there to help you though, just like how pushing that weight is there to help you as you develop thicker tendons, bigger muscles, is there to help you. Keep increasing the level of understanding that you have, the complexity. Keep increasing the level of stress that your emotions can tolerate. And I think the payoff, just in my opinion, is like a real understanding of the world and sort of a way of engaging with the world where little petty things don't bother you as much as it bothers a regular person. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't defend yourself against those things. It doesn't mean you can't stand up for yourself. It just means that you'll have a greater perspective towards all of this. Don't be afraid of emotional trauma. Okay? The road to success is basically paved with really cool highs and really low lows. And the difference between an enjoyable journey versus a very painful journey is that when you realize the context of what's occurring, that basically your emotional immune system is actually building up and getting used to being hit harder and harder and harder, when you realize that your mind is being conditioned to understand deeper layers of complexity and to navigate a more complex landscape. When you realize that that's basically what's happening, when you're getting knocked and all that, that is what is going to make the journey a lot more enjoyable. What I think it ultimately comes down with is not being wounded. You can get hit, you can get hurt, but don't become a wounded human being. Adapt your behavior. Obviously learn how to navigate a more complex environment, but keep yourself open, keep yourself childlike, and enjoy the world, okay? View the bad things even as a lesson about what the world's all about. And just keep enjoying it. The world is only bad relative to some perfection that does not exist. So enjoy it for what it is, and just keep learning, keep learning.